Hi! Today I got my hands on a wedding dress made of tulle. The bride wanted delicate embroidery with gold threads, stones in the frame and beads. I will embroider these motifs: stars, planets and constellations. Let's move on to the materials. The first is gold beads number 10, gliron stones number 16 and 20 in white opal, 7 round Swarovski crystals, beads number 15 with gold dusting, and glass beads which I later refused. Short glass beads number 10 and 15 and 7 rhinestones in the frame, Preziosa crystal number 10, 16 and 20, and Lurex thread Madeira. From the very beginning you need to glue the opal rhinestones number 20. For this I use glue B700. It's not easy to glue rhinestones in the spring, so catch a life hack. We release some air from a plastic bottle and put a cuff on it. Then we take the glue and rhinestones and calmly get to work. Try not to take a lot of glue, otherwise it will spread out on the fabric and will be noticeable. When the cuffs are done, we proceed to the side inserts of the dress and do the same. The glue is dry, but do not rush to remove the sleeves from the bottles. It will be much more convenient to work this way. We take a textile marker and outline the central elements of embroidery. For me, it's the moon and the sun. In the same way, we pinpoint where the nebulae, stars and constellations will be located. The drawing should be arbitrary, as your imagination dictates. Well, sometimes the marker disappears and the drawing has to be drawn again. For the moon, I take the Madeira Lurex thread. I carefully fasten the thread on the tulle with a few stitches and begin to embroider the contour of the moon with chopped beads number 10 and 15. Take no more than 3 beads, so it will be neater and easier to sew them. Remember that you do not need to tighten the thread too much, otherwise the fabric will look tight. We put the second row of beads close to the first and get a beautiful thin moon. Then, without cutting the thread, confusing it between the fibers of the fabric, we begin to sew round beads in any order. This will be our nebulae. You can take beads of size 10 or 15. It is not necessary to sew the beads very close to each other, otherwise they will be cramped and the effect of lightness of embroidery will be lost. To highlight the glued rhinestones, we add beams of beads or simply sheet them with beads around. They become like little suns. To fix the thread, we thread it through the beads 2 times and make 2 or 3 more stitches under the rhinestone to fix it carefully. Then you can safely cut the thread. So it turns out that such a simple but delicate and beautiful embroidery. Then we proceed to the constellations. To begin with, we fix the thread, sew the rhinestone several times and sew chopped beads number 10 in the straight line from it in an arbitrary direction. Do not make this line longer than 2 centimeters. At the end of the straight line, we also sew a rhinestone in a frame but of a smaller size. If you really want to, then you can add some rays of beads around. In general, it should turn out something like this. As a result, after the few hours of work, you will receive cuffs with such heavenly embroidery. In the center of the first cuff is embroidered the moon, and in the center of the second, the sun, surrounded by stars, constellations, and nebulae. If you are missing something, you can always glue a little more rhinestones of a smaller size. This will give the embroidery a complete look. But the main thing is not to overdo it. So we have tried, and now the wedding dress with hand embroidery will go to its owner. I hope she likes it very much. Hey, would you make such embroidery on your wedding dress?